Professor Books. Good morning. Can I start off by saying Nala Kadich, Wajak Nunga Murt, Kayan Kadak Nijabuja. Can I too acknowledge that we're on the land of the Wajak people of the Noongar Nation this morning? Pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Thank you, Simon, for your welcome to country and for your message. And we'll certainly make sure we do read the Uluru Statement from the Heart over the next 12 months again, multiple times, and vote the right way. Welcome everyone to the Raine Study Symposium for 2022. I'm told that this is a newly imagined or reimagined event building on the success of the previous annual scientific meetings for researchers and providing an opportunity for these researchers to engage with the Raine Studies research participants. To those participants, can I say thank you for your involvement over the years? And can I also acknowledge the following people: Professor John Noonan, AM, Professor Jervis Cheney, Professor Ian Everell, Professor Peter Davies, Professor Desiree Silva, Professor John Olnick. Can I also acknowledge Dana Henderson, William Atkin and Martin Becker, who are members of the Raine Study Board, but also participants. And to everybody else, it's my absolute pleasure to be joining you this morning as Minister for Medical Research, but also Minister for Innovation, ICT and Minister for Volunteering. It is fitting that I take a few minutes to explain why it's so important to each of these three distinct portfolios, and I'm going to take the time to explain the relevance of the Raine Study to each of them. Medical research is an obvious one, for that is what the Raine Study does, and does extremely well as one of the best in class globally in the field of longitudinal prospective cohort studies. What might not be so obvious is just how extensive and broad-reaching that research is. While it started as a pregnancy study and evolved into a child health study, the Raine Studies research focus now is to improve health and quality of life across all the different stages of human life, from birth until old age. This involves researchers from the 5 universities, as well as universities across Australia and increasingly around the world. Those researchers also come from many of WA's world-leading research organisations like Telethon Kids Institute and the Women and Infants Research Foundation, the Lion's Eye Institute, the Perkins Institute, Perrin Institute, Royal Perth Hospital Foundation and the Spinnaker Health Research Foundation. And further afield, it enables research at organisations around Australia and again internationally. That research is conducted across 14 separate and distinct research areas, from physical health to mental health and well-being, including cognition and brain function, environmental factors and genetics. And this research is based on the data gathered from our Raine Study participants since they were in utero, from when their mothers were 18 weeks pregnant and at regular intervals since then, through infancy, childhood, adolescence and into adulthood. And not forgetting the data about older adulthood they have been able to record from the Raine Study parents, starting with those 18-week pregnant women, the fathers and grandparents too. So being here as Minister for Medical Research is an obvious reason. What else? I am very honoured to be addressing you as the Minister for Volunteering and celebrating the efforts of the Raine Study participants as volunteers. The Raine Study wouldn't be the Raine Study without the very long-term and significant contribution of all the Raine Study families, more than 6,000 Western Australians from all walks of life. That is the 2,900 women who volunteered to be part of the study between 1989 and 1991, when they were 18 weeks pregnant. There are 2,868 children who were born into the study and have taken part into the follow-up studies ever since they were born, the fathers and in some cases grandparents of these children. And now, of course, those children are adults with children of their own, more than 600 at last count. These participants, many of you who are here today, have dedicated 33 years and counting to enable the work that is carried out by the researchers in this room. All up, the Raine Study children alone have taken part in an incredible 17 follow-up studies over 33 years. The time committed by them and their parents comes to somewhere in the excess of 320,000 volunteer hours over 3 decades. This volunteering has resulted in 30 million pieces of genetic information being provided from each of the Raine Study's original participants, along with 30,000 other types of data from each participant that has been willingly contributed to the researchers' databases. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that certainly comes to an extremely large number. Which brings me to the third portfolio I'm representing today, and that is of innovation and ICT. Hopefully the connection is obvious. big data. 30 million pieces of genetic information and 30,000 pieces of other data from each of these thousands of people require significant computing power to store and even more significant and specialised resources to sort and access it, as there's no point in having all that information if you can't retrieve it, analyse it and act on it. The Raine Studies Scientific Director, Associate Professor Rebecca Glauert, is an internationally recognised leader in the field of data linkage and part of some truly innovative work being done in terms of connecting the data we have on health and wellbeing in Western Australia through cohort studies like the Raine study, the Busselton study and the Origins project. And because of those efforts, the Raine Studies data management team and their peers and colleagues across the state, Western Australia has some of the most advanced health and wellbeing data linkage systems in the world, not just Australia. So as Minister for Medical Research, Innovation, ICT and Volunteering, I wanted to reiterate to you the value the state government places on resources such as the Raine study. I want to assure you that the state government understands the significant contributions that you and your partners are making, not only to the scientific knowledge in the state, but also to its economic well-being as well. We recognise the immense effort, financial and logistical challenges that are required to safeguard the research done to date and to support the research that will be done in future years and decades. There's lots of stuff happening across government at the moment in this space that will hopefully make your jobs a little less challenging over the years ahead. And certainly as Minister, I'm focusing on areas like IP policy, ethics and governance processes, privacy and data sharing legislation, getting more interest out of the Future Health Research Innovation Fund and thereby into the pockets of researchers. Hopefully that will make a difference over the years ahead. But look, thank you for inviting me to be here this morning. This really is an important event and one that I wanted to make sure I could make the time to attend. Now, I'm sorry I can't stay for the whole event, but I certainly look forward to hearing more about the research findings that will be shared and the new discoveries that will be sparked by coming together at an event like this. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Raine Studies Symposium and to officially open it. Thanks very much and have a great day.